that Joe Namath thinks he's going to pull an Eli Manning. I wouldn't be surprised because I wouldn't want to play for the Jets.
If I'm Trevor Lawrence, I would literally be like, it's no question you guys want to draft me. You're not trading the pick. Either get rid of Adam Gase, get me an actual head coach. Don't go hire like Bill O'Brien or something. Hire like Eric Bieniemy or something. Get me a coach, and then we could work this out.
Now, what do you think, Nate?
I completely agree, and I truly think that he's going to come out this year. I really do. I don't think it's too much money, too much risk. I think he's going to come out, and when he does, I think that behind closed doors, you're going to hear talks of they have to get receivers in there. They need a new head coach. And I think Gase will be gone. If you guys watch my page, you know how I feel about Adam Gase.
Yep.
Just an abysmal head coach. Pathetic game management. Horrific play calling. And it was never going to work out from the beginning. I hated the hire from the beginning. Well, as a New England fan, I loved it. But if I'm a Jet fan, you had a chance, and I know Mike McCarthy does not look great right now in Dallas, but there are a lot of problems behind the scenes there with the roster. I don't think Jerry Jones is – the whole front office there is a mess. But you had a chance to get Mike McCarthy fresh out of Green Bay, and he wanted to coach the Jets. He came up publicly and said, I want to coach this football team. And you take Adam Gase over that guy? Give me a break. But in regards to Lawrence, I think he'll be gone. Bieniemy, I love. I think he would be their best hire for sure. I think he would be an A-plus hire. But, yeah, I mean, you think about the history of the Jets franchise and the quarterbacks that they've had since Joe Namath, it's just been a litany of coulda, shoulda, woulda, or just plain not good. You think about, okay, you get Chad Pennington for a few years, but he's constantly hurt. He led them to the playoffs a couple times, got unlucky in 2004 against Pittsburgh. But still, dysfunction. Mark Sanchez, he was supposed to be the savior, led them to 2 title games. But after that, look what happened. You think about Vinny Testaverde, the year after they go to the AFC Championship game in 1998. He comes back in 1999. They're Super Bowl favorites. He gets hurt in week 1, and they got to start Tom Tupa, the punter, at quarterback. Seriously, this is what happened. And Bill Parcells had no plan for the backup, and then he left the next year. So it's just been a litany. Think about it, in the 80s, they drafted Ken O'Brien over Dan Marino, right? It's just been a litany of mistake after mistake at the most important position in football for this team. And you really got to think about if they made one good decision over the last 50 years and they've gone without a title, what could have happened? You go to a couple AFC title games in the 80s. In 1998, they're up 10-0 against the Denver Broncos and blow the game and lose 23-10. You think about Pittsburgh, Doug Bryan misses 2 field goals that could have won the game to send them to the AFC title game to play New England instead of Pittsburgh. You think about 2 AFC title games they played in 08 or 09 and 10, You think about all these blown opportunities, and you just wonder if they had gotten it right one time, what could have happened, right?
Yeah, I mean, Trevor Lawrence he's unbelievable as a Florida State fan.
He's a generational talent.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to say. As a Florida State fan, it kills me because I hate Clemson. So if he ends up with the Jets, if I have to deal with him from Clemson to joining my favorite NFL team's division, I'll be pretty annoyed. But if they hang on to Gase and stick with him, then I'm not even really that worried. I don't think
there's a chance in hell.
I don't think so
he
either.
Last pass this year. I don't think there's any chance, especially, listen, this Trevor Lawrence pick for them is the next 15 years of their franchise, if you think about it. He is a generational talent. You think about John Elway coming out of Stanford in 1983. You think about Peyton Manning in 1998 coming out of Tennessee. Even Andrew Luck, who, in my opinion, probably with those two guys, the other best quarterback prospect to ever come out of college.
Mm-hmm.
You think about those three guys and the impacts that they had on their franchises. This is that type of guy. You cannot mess this up if you're the Jets. You need to give him the ideal situation with everything he wants, and that's what you got to do because he's that good.
Yeah, like that interview, that draft interview at the combine, it should literally just be, all right, what do you want us to do? what do you want from us? We don't need to know anything about you. We know what you can do. We know who you are. But what do you want from us?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to revert back a little bit. Like, if you're a Jets fan, honestly, the person you should hate is Peyton Manning, because Pat McAfee, he had Mike Lombardi on, and he was talking about he endorsed Gase. Where the Jets asked Mike Lombardi like his opinion, he was like Mike McCarthy, but instead of listening to him, they're like, well, we're gonna listen to Peyton Manning, and then here we are.
because Adam Gase was Manning's offensive coordinator in 2013 when he threw 55 touchdowns. But we're going to give Adam Gase credit for Peyton Manning throwing 55 touchdowns. You think it was Adam Gase?
Yeah.
You think it was Adam Gase that was executing for Peyton Manning, who's notorious his whole career for calling his own plays?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
And just look at Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee right now. A whole different player than he was in Miami with Gase. You know?
Adam Gase is a disgraceful NFL head coach, plain and simple. There's no way that the Jets are going to mortgage the future of their franchise in that man's hands. There's no way. No way.
Yeah, literally every year besides that, you know, with Peyton Manning, every other year his offensive ratings were in the 20s at best, which is just hilarious. He's
an offensive genius. He's an offensive genius.
I couldn't believe it.
A mediocre offensive coach at best.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when the Jets hired him. I just laughed. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Hey, it's the Jets.
It is the Jets. Well,
Jets are gonna jet.
As long as they stay on the bottom of the division for the next few years, you know, just keep them down. You know, Patriots can have third. Don't worry, Nate. You can have third. Well, actually, no. Actually, you can have second. Sorry. All right, we'll put Miami a third, and then you know
Miami's going to be good for a bunch of years.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
Brian Flores he's a really good coach.
He
does worry me.
Trending upward.
Yeah,
for sure.
Fast.
Yeah. But it was kind of weird when they did bench Tua. We had one of our test episodes. We talked about Tua when he got started as quarterback. At first you're like, what? But I feel like the front office is like, we got to see how this guy can do. He's healthy. Put him in. You know, and maybe they could have put more of a run because Ryan Fitzpatrick was looking good. I was like, you could start that man in your fantasy. Fitzmagic was back. You know, good old Fitzmagic. You know, he's gonna play good the first. Actually, you know what? Maybe that's probably why. You know why they benched him? Because Fitzmagic lasts 4 weeks. I think it's like 4 to 6 weeks. He Fitzmagic, and then they bench him for Tua. And it's like, maybe Tua, let's get a spark. But but Miami is coming up the division. I'm kind of a little terrified of Miami because I think they might go on a little run.
I would be too.